In this video, we're going to look at how to graph a linear equation or a line. So most of the time, we like our equations to be in slope-intercept form, which you might remember as y equals mx plus b. This form is easiest because it tells us two things. It tells us the slope, which is m, the coefficient of x, and our y-intercept, which is b. So if equations are in slope-intercept form, it makes them really easy to graph because we can use the y-intercept, which remember is at 0, comma b, whatever b is, and the slope to find 2 points on the line. And once we have 2 points, then we can connect those two to make the line. Remember, the slope is the rise over the run, or the change in y, how y is changing, versus the change in x. And the change in y tells us if we're moving up or down, and with the change in x, we're always going to move to the right. So let's look at an example here. We have y equals 2/3 x minus 5. So this minus 5 is my y-intercept, and so that's actually where I start. I start with the y-intercept. So I go to the y-axis and I go down to -5, and I make a point right there at -5. Now, my slope of 2/3 tells me that I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 3 from my y-intercept. So starting at my y-intercept, I'm going to go up 2 and over 3 and make another point right there. So I went up 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3. And there's my second point. And now I can simply connect those 2 points to have my line. Remember, a positive slope, which this is, it's positive 2/3, should be increasing from left to right, while a negative slope would be decreasing from left to right. Let's look at another example here. We have y equals -4x plus 1. So again, my y-intercept is 1, so I'll make a point at 1. Now my slope of -4 is really -4 over 1, so the -4 tells me to go down 4, and then I'm going to go 1 to the right. So from my y-intercept, I'm going to go down 1 and to the, down 4 and to the right 1. And there's my next point. Oops, that's a little crooked, but you get the idea. And there is my line. And again, we had a negative slope, so my line is decreasing, going down as we move from left to right. Okay, last example. This one, you'll notice I don't have a plus or minus anything at the end. So what you can think about that as is plus 0, which means my y-intercept is at 0, 0, which is actually the origin right there. And then my slope of -5/4 tells me to go down 5 and to the right 4. So from the origin, from my intercept there, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm just going to connect those 2 points. Oops, a little crooked again, sorry, to make that line.